Jonathan Majors. Now that's a name that I haven't heard in a very long time. At last we left the former main villain of the MCU. He was being found guilty of a very interesting set of charges in New York. I mean, we watched the video and, properly dissected it, and it's like, I don't know how you get charged and found guilty of assault when you're running away and trying to restrain somebody. I don't really know how you connect those dots, but if I can recall some of the finer points, like he didn't want to raise certain defenses that could have easily got him off because he was trying to save his career, but then at the same time, getting convicted of those types of charges normally ends somebody's career. But I think, what was it? I didn't do a follow-up on it, and I really wish that I did, but the charges ended up getting dropped, or they ended up getting expunged from his records, and now he's off to bigger and better things, apparently, because within the past couple of days, he just got married to the girl who stood by his side, which I always find interesting in these situations where, certain things end up getting alleged against guys without going into too much detail there. I just always find it funny how if it's somebody who goes against a certain ideological push, all of that skepticism around Me Too just seems to disintegrate against the accused, and then also all of the vitriol tends to get lumped against the woman standing by his side. I just always find that incredibly funny because, well, hey man, there's blue-pilled simps on both sides of the aisle if we just go ahead and keep it a buck. But just going back and just refreshing my memory on a bunch of the details of the trial, like Jonathan Majors, for as much as I think that he didn't really do anything wrong, at least in the stuff that we learned from the trial, he was still very, very terrible with women. Like some of those hot mic conversations that he got caught on, it's like you could see him try to establish his frame, but just really going about it in a very weak and effeminate way. Like I wasn't super pleased with everything that I heard. It's just with the evidence presented, it's like it's really tough to find him guilty of anything. But hey, now he's married. He's married by the chick that, did him a solid and stood by him. So congratulations on that, okay? Normally I'm not going to be one that applauds anybody getting married in 2025, but he did right by the woman that did right by him, so hey man, got to give him his flowers for that. And then I started to hear some rumblings, okay? And as we've been following the MCU and its very interesting goings on, and the fact that Robert Downey Jr. and Dr. Doom gets drug in at the 11th hour because of what happened with Kang, and now that he's been acquitted, well, what does Disney want to do? Because they don't want to be seen, or they don't want to be seen unless, of course, your name is Gina Carano. That's a place where you can't get a second chance in the industry. Well, how are they going to navigate this Jonathan Majors situation, somebody whose ass they abundantly lapped up when he was just phoning in some really cringe performances? Apparently he's very good in other things, but every time that I've seen him perform as Kang, I have been not just severely underwhelmed, but devastatingly underwhelmed. Like, he's really bad in that role, but how we got unceremoniously shit-canned and how that ended up throwing whatever they were building to in the multiverse saga, there has to be some kind of resolution there, you would think, because apparently, and you got to take this with a bucket of salt, because apparently the whole Council of Kangs that got established at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania, I would forgive you if you didn't remember any of that or didn't even know that was a ting, because very few people actually watched that film. But allegedly, the entire Kangoverse ended up getting shit canned in an episode of What If, thanks to Captain Carter. It sounds absolutely insane, and I might be getting some of the details messed up, but I know in a throwaway line in an animated series that nobody watched, apparently Kang got dealt with. But if they want to, take this shit seriously, maybe they have him at the beginning. And I'm just spitballing here because I don't know for sure, and especially what happens in the aftermath of this. For as much as Jonathan Major says that he that he would return to Kang the Conqueror role in the MCU, Disney, Marvel Studios. I love them. Like, he's saying all of the right stuff. So I think that there's a potential for this, right? Like, okay, imagine, right? Because in general, it wasn't really that solid that Kang was getting set up as the big bad for, the multiverse saga. But if he comes in at the beginning of Avengers Doomsday and to really establish, Dr. Doom as being the big bad, he's the one who wipes out the Council of Kangs just like that, to really go, hey guys, okay, like this guy was in control of the multiverse, but I'm in control, full stop. If he wants to go ahead and do that so that he can, probably put out a good impression for him to potentially get cast in the ultimate reboot that happens with the MCU post these Avengers films. Who knows, man? Because Jonathan Majors is open to returning to Marvel Cinematic Universe after playing Kang the Conqueror in 2023's Ant-Man the Wasp and Quantumania, and 2 seasons of Loki as well, one of which came out before Ant-Man and another that came out after, but we don't talk about those, don't worry about him. The actor is promoting his latest film, Magazine Dreams, which, yeah, prior to all of this kerfuffle at the beginning of 2024, was widely anticipated to be getting some Oscar buzz. Oopsie daisy. And said that if Marvel ever called on him to reprise his role in the MCU, he would accept. Yeah, of course I say yes. Disney, Marvel Studios, I love them. Majors told the USA Today Tom Hiddleston loved working with that guy, loved working with Paul Rudd, loved working with Gugu Mbatha Raw. That sounds like something you'd find in the Kama Sutra. I love the industry so much, and now I'm in the place where I can feel the love from them and actually express my love for them. God damn it, man. There's just such bitched up language there. But anyways, Majors was dropped from Marvel after he was convicted of 2 misdemeanor counts of reckless assault and harassment. The actor was sentenced to probation. The actor played Kang the Conqueror and Ant-Man and the Wasp. He was supposed to, reprise his role in Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, and all of that has now shifted to Doomsday, and his return, well, for as much as he wants to come back, it would be great. Hey guys, did you see me in Creed 3? I was great in there, and Magazine Dreams, I mean, like, it's getting good buzz out there. Hey, you want me back as Kang? No? Oh, you see recently what's come out? Jonathan Majors admits to strangling in newly unearthed audio. Now, okay, there's some big red flags on this one. Notably, it's Rolling Stone, and I seem to recall a certain UVA hoax, okay, that landed them in some hot water. And whenever they have an exclusive, I don't necessarily put a lot of faith in their ability to be objective. And especially like this audio, it definitely would have come out in the court case. So color me a little bit skeptical. Okay, Jonathan Majors admits to, doing things to his girlfriend in newly unearthed audio. How do they have it here? Jonathan Majors admitted to strangling, oh my god, in previously unreleased audio recording obtained by the Rolling Stone. A conversation was captured in the aftermath of a days-long fight between Majors and his then-girlfriend, professional dancer and troublemaker Grace Jabbari in September of 2022. The Marvel actor was living with Jabbari in London as he filmed the 2nd season of Loki when he allegedly became angry at Jabbari. According to the since settled civil lawsuit by Jabbari last April, she alleges Majors slammed her into the car, dragged her back inside their home, and strangled her. Well, that's interesting because we seen the footage, and it's like that didn't happen unless, of course, you're talking about a separate incident that we have never heard of before. So I'm wondering if this is repurposed audio, because I don't, for as much as, it sounds like I'm taking the side of Jonathan Majors here, no major simp, okay? I'm just simply looking at the facts as presented and going, they kind of point me in one direction, because when it comes to the temperament and tonality, I'm not going to stick up for Jonathan Majors as a person, but as to the situation surrounding him, I have nothing but loyalty to the objective truth. Unearthed audio tape captures Jabbari confronting Majors about the alleged attack in the following days, which is very interesting because this just really does sound like entrapment and a bit of a setup. And instead of reading you the transcript, well, we got the sound, so I might as well just play the audio on this boy. And so here we go.
I'm ashamed. I never wrestled with a woman before. I mean, it's just, I've never aggressed a woman. I aggressed.
You strangled me and pushed me against the car.
All those things are under aggressed.
Yeah.
That's never happened to me. So I'm
like, from that right there is like she's just throwing in words and he's just going, yeah. I just want to get through this part. I have something important to say. So that's how that comes off on that one. But okay.
Because I said something sarcastically, if in your eyes.
Clearly, it's more than that.
Yeah.
Clearly,
something inside of you.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. I'm ashamed I've ever, yes, Majors begins before cutting himself off. I've never been aggressive with a woman before. I've never aggressed a woman. I aggressed you. You strangled me and pushed me against the car. Yes, all those things under aggressed. Yeah, that's never happened to me. The way that he's framing this is just like no internal locus of control, just simply blaming everything else. Because they said something sarcastically in your eyes. Like, she's setting him up, man. Like, this has all of the hallmarks of, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and try to capture you on tape, admitting to something that there's no otherwise evidence of. Well, clearly it's more than that. Majors says something inside of you, yeah, towards you. Majors agrees before the recording ends. Yeah, this is just a snippet, man. And the fact that Rolling Stone is running with this, I really hope, and you're going to be hearing more about a certain media outlet getting sued by somebody very powerful. I hope that we see another lawsuit against Rolling Stone, because something tells me that this is an incomplete recording and there's a lot of context being left out, because something like this would have come up in the criminal or the civil trial from those years back. But all of a sudden it comes out right now. What's the motive behind this? If everything's already been settled, why dredge up old wounds? Very interesting. Very interesting, to say the least. I hope he gets his name cleared on this one. Then I also don't hope that we ever see Kang ever again. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.